Blackstone Audio presents C.J.'s Fate by K. Hooper. For Pam and the conference in Atlanta where this book was conceived. Chapter 1. CJ, can you put that book down for 10 minutes? The exasperated voice, coming from the willowy blonde seated next to CJ in the cab, contained more than a thread of real irritation. CJ lifted her burnished copper head and directed a somewhat quizzical look at her friend, then sighed and marked her place, closing the heavy book and leaving it to rest on her lap. "Sorry, Jan," she murmured. Jan leaned forward to address the third occupant of the cab, who was sitting on the other side of CJ. "Want to bet she starts reading again the moment we check in?" The brunette on CJ's right shook her head with a long-suffering sigh, her brown eyes merry. "That's the trouble with geniuses. They just can't stop being geniuses." "I'm not a genius, Tammy," CJ protested, her quiet voice mild but very slightly impatient. "Lord knows that just looking at you, no one would take you for a brain," Jan said. "You're no bigger than a pixie, and those ridiculous yellow eyes make you look like a bewildered kitten." "It's disgusting," Tammy chimed in, her voice lifting in mock outrage. "All the men cluster around you like bees at a honey pot, until you utterly dumbfound them by saying very seriously that Charlemagne was a terrific king, or whatever he was, and that the Romans were great people in spite of the orgies." CJ sighed again as her friend's laughter attacked her ears from both sides. They meant well, they really did. But since she had spent both school days and vacations with them all through the years, these kinds of comments were beginning to grow stale. If asked, CJ would have replied quite honestly that the tradition of marriage seemed a fine idea, and was, after all, what one made of it, to each his own. Her own was blessed singleness. The love of her life was history. No flesh-and-blood man had succeeded in peeling away so much as one layer of that set of abstractions she had long ago wrapped herself in. CJ saw nothing wrong with that, nothing missing from her life.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?